Good afternoon, Terry here from Rooster Farm. Today I'm going to share another one of my favorite Christmas recipes. I'm going to be making a Christmas cake. It's a very traditional recipe. When I was growing up, I loved Christmas cake. My grandmothers used to make Christmas cake, and this recipe that I'm making is my Nana Hyman's. It's my dad's grandma, so it's an oldie but goodie recipe. It's got the cherries and the nuts and the glaze mix. It's not very popular with my kids. My kids don't like it, don't like the cherries, don't like any of that stuff that's in there. I don't think my sisters like it either, but my parents like it, I like it, my husband likes it, so I like to make it every year. Sometimes I make my grandmother's recipe, sometimes I make one of my girlfriend's recipes, but I really, really love it. I think it's going to be a recipe that I don't know whether it'll phase out, whether, like 25 years from now, whether there's still going to be people that are going to want to make Christmas cake. I hope there is. And anyways, so let's start with mine or my grandmother's, and let's get started. Bye. So there's a little bit of prep before I can start to make this Christmas cake, and you have to, the night before, put your raisins and your dates into a bowl with some warm water. You let them sit in the warm water for an hour, and then you drain them overnight. And in the morning, I can start to make my cake. So I'm just, at the moment right now, I'm actually getting my raisins into the bowl, and I'm gonna chop some pitted dates and put them in the bowl, and I'm gonna cover them with water and let them sit for an hour, and we'll be back in the next step. So I've got my 3 cups of sultana raisins and my about 2.5 cups of chopped dates. I'm going to add some warm water to it. And I'm going to let them sit for 1 hour, then I'm going to drain it overnight, and I'll see you in the morning. Okay, the fruit here has allowed to drain overnight, and then I'm going to add the remainder of the fruit. So here's some glaze, some mixed peel. It's the orange, lemon, and lime brand. And you're going to, I basically used one 225 gram container. You're going to add 2 cups of red cherries. You don't have to chop them. And you're going to add, it called for glazed pineapple, 2.5 cups of glazed pineapple. I couldn't find glazed pineapple anywhere, and I think it's something that they used to make a long time ago. And so I used 1 tin of sliced pineapple, drained the juice, and I sliced that into it, and then add 3 cups of chopped almonds. I actually use these slivered almonds. And so just give it a good stir and make sure it's all combined. And then you're going to add 3 cups of white flour, and you're going to thoroughly stir this to make sure that all the flour and the fruit and nuts are all mixed together. And then you're going to add 1 cup of red wine. Give this a stir. And then you're going to set this bowl aside, and you're going to get another bowl with another 3 cups of flour, and you're going to add your spices. You're going to add 1 teaspoon of mace, 1 teaspoon of cloves, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And now we're going to set that bowl aside, and now you're going to have two lemons and 1 orange, and you're going to squeeze the juice and add the juice to your fruit and nut mixture, as well as you're going to peel the rind off 1 lemon and off the orange, and you're going to put that as well into your fruit and nut mixture.
I am just getting the rind off. Probably would have been a little bit easier if I'd actually got the rind off before I drained the juice, or before I squeezed the juice out of it, but I wasn't thinking. There we go, it's all a nice orange rind. And there we go. Now I'm going to get the lemons off as well, lemon rind. The recipe called for 2 teaspoons of lemon extract. I couldn't find lemon extract anywhere, so I used 2 teaspoons of lemon juice instead. So basically there's 4 teaspoons of lemon juice, and you're going to use 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 2 teaspoons of almond flavoring. There's the vanilla, 2 teaspoons. And now we're going to get our mix master, and we're going to add 1 pound of butter to your KitchenAid. You're going to add 2 2/3 cup of brown sugar and 9 eggs. I usually cut the butter up here so it just makes it a little bit easier. Adding your 2 2/3 cup of brown sugar. A lot of eggs, 9 eggs. And you're just going to mix this till it's combined. Once it's combined, you're going to sort of sift your dry ingredients, your flour and your spices, and then you're going to add the flour mixture gradually into your butter and egg mixture. And then you're going to add this mixture into your fruit mixture. So I'm just going to stir this up, making sure all the spices are all mixed in, and add it to my mix master. Going to set your oven to 300 degrees. There we go. This mixture is all ready. And you're now going to add it to your fruit mixture. There it is, all mixed up. And now you're going to prep the pans. This is a bit tedious. Back in the day, you used to grease the pans, and then you used to get brown paper, and then you used to put the paper in there. I'm using parchment paper, so I'm greasing the bottom of the bread pan. And I've sort of cut pieces what I think will fit into the pan. And so you're going to lay those in, and then you're going to put some more oil on top of the parchment paper. It all kind of rolled up. It took a little while, but it did eventually work. But you need to do it, otherwise your cake is just going to stick to the pan. And it just when it finished baking, it was so easy just to take your cake right out of the bread pan. So I just kind of cut some pieces that would fit along the side. Another Oops, put it on the other side. So once I got that in there, then I just used a little basting brush and basted some more oil on top of that. There we go. And there they are, all three of them ready. And then you're going to divide the Christmas cake ingredients into evenly into the 3 pans. All ready to go into the oven, 300-degree oven for 1 hour and 40 minutes. And there it is. Yummy, so good. This freezes really well. I wrapped one up and we ate it very fast. There it is with all the nice cherries and the nuts. Yeah.